Hello and welcome back. So I'll continue from with the story about how my younger brother got lost in the past and he got found. I thank you for coming back. By the grace of God, we will find and get to the bottom of what led to baby testimony's disappearance. So on that fateful evening, all those many years ago, when my brother disappeared after attending a birthday party of one of the children of one of our neighbors. Then my brother got lost. We were not sure when he actually vanished because he wasn't missed until after the party. Trust me, guys. I know a lot of people have come, even until recently, to lay blames on Ruth Matthew. Like, oh, it's the responsibility of the mother, the parent, the family to secure their children. There are certain things that you would never, in your wildest dream, think would happen. The distance from where the party was organized to my home is not up to 3 car lengths. You stand here and you'll be seeing where the party was organized from our home. And it wasn't something that my brother, if he was wanting to come back home, that he couldn't come back home. There was no barrier, no fences. He could have just walked from there and come back home. And I'm pretty sure that someone was at home, or we do not know. We were children. I was a child myself at the time, so I can't really recall the details. We do not know. I can't tell when he vanished. But we only noticed that he was gone after the party had ended. And thank God it was soon after the party ended, because I think every other person from my home who went to the party came home, and then my mom was asking, where is he? Where is this child? Where is this child? And they went back and everyone like, "Oh, nobody," and that the confusion began. So yes, they searched. The organizer of that party, the parents, the father of the child whose birthday it was, helped to organize the search. He had workers, drivers, and everybody was called in and everybody came. All hands was on deck to search for my brother who was missing. And I'll say the party maybe ended around about 6 p.m. or so, or maybe 7 p.m. And the grief, the sorrow, the sadness that had set into my family was just so tangible. I remember really being very unhappy. And the evening continued as it became very dark, 9, 10, and I think I can't remember the exact time, but it was very late. I think we had gone to sleep and someone came, and there he was with my brother. And one thing I remember that the guy said, this was not a stranger. This guy lived in our home. That's the story about this guy in our home is something maybe for another day if I want to share. I do not know, but he said that okay, the where we lived at the time was close to a primary school. Well, not very close. It's about give and take, maybe max 5 to 8 minutes walk to the primary school. And at the time, there was a church that used to hold their services in that primary school. And that guy who lived in our home said he found my brother inside the van of the church, because I can't remember if there was a service that day, but the van was packed in the primary school. Well, it wasn't him that actually found my brother, but he was in the search party that had gone all the way to that primary school, and someone found my brother inside the van. and he was with them. So he brought the party back to our home, and my brother was found. We were not interested in any stories. We were just grateful that my brother was found safe and sound. He was young. He couldn't say anything. I don't recall him telling us anything. And I do not even think he remembers this story, that this happened to him. Dearly beloved, I am really grateful to God for intervening, coming to our aid, not allowing the world to ask my family, where is our God? He made my brother come back to us. This is not something I read. It happened in my family. My brother got lost. There was help immediately. Immediately. It was later we began to hear various stories. Those were the times where kidnapping of children wasn't very common, but that doesn't mean it didn't exist. So we began to hear various stories of some people telling that, oh, they saw two men who wore clothes like these, they call them malams. Yeah. So they said they wore that regalia like those guys, and so they probably took him. Maybe they saw him unattended to by someone and they took him. And maybe they got arrested by the Spirit of God. But why was the church bus, left open for my brother to have been put in there? We do not know how my brother got into that van, but thank God he was found. I am sharing this story to encourage all of us that God is still working. He never stopped performing these miracles. He is still working. He is still active and alive and powerful to do even more. Do you think it is hard for God to push those people who are holding, in whose custody baby testimony is, to push them to take him to a place where they would say, here is the child? It's not hard. But God gives us the choice. Like I said previously, the owner of that home where the party was held swung into action and helped. But this person who calls himself a prophet, well, we all know, we have established the fact now that he is not a prophet of God, Almighty, the creator of heaven and earth. He has not done anything to help. Rather, he has brought so much grief, misery, pain, troubles to both the mother of the child and everybody else who's helping with this case. God will come through. Baby testimony will be found. There is hope yet. I believe strongly that this case of baby testimony, no matter the outcome, is just the tip of the iceberg of all the other revelations that are coming in relation to child abduction in that country, Nigeria, and elsewhere in the world. Children go lost everywhere, every year. There are some families who never ever found their child. My family was just blessed to have had the story changed by God Himself for us to have found my brother. I will never stop thanking God for that. It must have been God who helped me to remember the story, because I do not know why it was dropped in my spirit. But I believe I reach out to and just want to encourage all mothers out there whose children, you do not know where they are. Some of you, the children are not lost. They have just wandered away from home. They have been estranged from families. They have decided to go with the world and cut off from their families. Don't give up. There is hope yet. Miracles do happen, and they can happen to you. Ruth Matthew, encourage yourself. Be encouraged. Do know that God is working all things out for your good and our good. Baby testimony will be found. We will find what happened to that child. He is not an ordinary boy. God has great plans for his life. And the devil cannot stop what God has begun. Let us continue, not give up, guys. In your little way, however you can support, you can help. Please join us to help. Please do not listen to those who are coming to say it's lies, those who are coming to defend their slave master, who is coming them and taking their monies, even though they make miracle monies. Do not listen to those people. They're just as lost as their slave masters. People have sold themselves to the devil. If someone who we say he's a Muslim, he came through, he did the right thing. No matter how anybody comes to look at this case, Jeremiah has failed on all counts. His denial that that child was never born, he never existed, now left people wondering. So that prophecy that he went prophecy after going to all the rubbish mountains in his shrine and came to say that God has told him he has heard his cry. So whose child was that? What child was that? Which other child is being searched for that's in relation to Jeremiah? Then he came and lied. This is why he will remain Jeremiah. He has not done anything to help. And he wants people to believe that he is of God. How do people not see? Like I said, I will not blame only the titled evil person. I blame those following them as well. Jeremiah is busy using money to buy loyalty, buy faithfulness from people. These people know that he is a liar. He is fake. There is nothing about that man, from the way he sounds, the way he looks, that he's of God. Nothing. I do not know what they have used to blindfold those people, to keep them lost, so they cannot see. But one thing I know is this: God, who has started this, the revolution has begun, and it's going to carry on. We will be distracted by other things that we do, but we will continue to tarry, to speak, to do what we can until baby testimony is found, to the glory of our great God, who alone can be trusted in all things. The God who brought my brother back is faithful. He will bring back baby testimony. Do not give up, guys. There is no room for giving up. You are not allowed to give up. We will carry on until we find this child. Let me say thank you to all of you who have been with us, stuck with us. Yes, a lot of people have come and gone. People have been discouraged. People have felt that the story is going on for too long. It's not a story. It's an actual life experience that Ruth Matthew and that child is living through. So let us hold on. Let us hang in there, because we will testify to the glory of God. God bless all of us.